From gardening and pizza making to now brewing and selling his own brand of coffee, Sihle Magubane's business, Sihle's Brew, is a sweet-smelling success story. Magubane started his business in 2012 and now employs 23 people. His personal brand of coffee is also sold in more than 350 pick-and-pay stores across the country. To tell us more about his story, I'm now joined by Sihle Magubane. Sihle, thank you so much for your time and for speaking to us tonight. Your story is incredibly inspiring, and while that intro is very uplifting, I don't think it gives much of an idea of the difficulties you've had to overcome to get where you are. So let's not make your story sound incredibly easy, because you've had to tread some hard waters and fight to get where you are. Tell us where your journey with coffee started initially.
The journey of coffee started when I was offered by Roberto Monterrey an opportunity to be trained as a barista. And I've trained from 2003 after matriculated, and then straight from school into the coffee world. And then from there, I've worked on the coffee shops, and then from all of this experience, and I've worked on different coffee companies around South Africa. And then eventually as a barista trainer for trainers, training all the guys from Africa and South Africa particularly. And then 2012, that's where I started Sihle's Brew. And I said, with all the knowledge that I have, I just need to explore more opportunities.
Your journey of sort of working for yourself and for your siblings started, I believe, when your mother passed away, when you were still at school and you had to provide for your siblings. So that tells me you've got incredible grit, that you know what it takes to fight for an income. How has that stood you in good stead, being an entrepreneur? Because we know it's not easy. There's no one to bankroll you. There's no one to fight your battles for you and to just hand you an easy business.
For me, it's been the hardship that I have for when I started, before I even started a brand, it was, I'm grateful that the whole thing happened. So when I was still young, and then also it taught me how to appreciate, and then the value of appreciation of life. And then today, when I come across the hardship, I'll go back and say, I've managed to overcome these circumstances, but this is going to pass as well as it passed previously. Because when I was 16, I had no choice. Then I couldn't actually feel sorry for myself and cry about everything what happened, and then I had to stand on my foot and then say, no, I need to do something about it. And then that's how everything started.
So you've had some amazing partnerships and opportunities come your way, first with Cyro for that barista opportunity, and then to study at the Gordon Institute of Business. Tell us how that experience at GIBBS helped you rework your brand and your business model to get to where you are today, where not only do you have your own factory, but your brand of coffee, Sihle's Brew, is in, as we said, over 350 branches or retailers of pick and pay.
Absolutely. Firstly, I would like to thank our customers that have consistently supporting Sihle's Brew throughout the journey, and then also Pick and Pay, who made it possible for us to trade. And then today we're supplying a no-name brand we manufacture for Pick and Pay no-name brand called Hazelnut Vanilla, and then we manufacture all of that kind of coffee. And for Pick and Pay, and then the Pick and Pay gave us an opportunity to trade all over the country, and then we've seen a growth from 300% in growth in terms of the products and revenue, and then also in terms of the whole Pick and Pay, it took us 5 years to be where we are today, and then it was not easy. Obviously, we had to juggle and then make sure that we understand and understood the retail sector. And then for GIBBS Business School, I'd like to appreciate them with with an enormous support that they had implemented to our company, and then also with the knowledge that we imparted through the journey. It's endless. So it shapes our company to restructurize and then to create a huge brand where it is today.
Sihle, how many kilograms of coffee do you brew daily, or do you grind?
Daily, I will say about 2,000 daily.
It's a lot of coffee.
Yeah, it's a lot of coffee.
Sihle, what's
Yes.
your advice to young entrepreneurs who might be sitting very early in their journey, before they've had those doors open for them and those opportunities and partnerships that really help them to blossom? What is your advice to them about finding the right partnerships and connections? Because that's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy. What I'll advise the people that are listening today is that they must not give up. And then, even though it's hard to achieve something, but if you've got a vision and a goal, you'll have to fight for your space. And then also in terms of the person listening today, right now as I speak, is that they need to make sure that they learn as much as they could, and then also be on and then have the mentors and then have the people around that who's going to hold the hand of throughout the journey, and then whatever particular sector that they are in, and then also they need to study and then learn as much as they could, and then also to be compliant with the legislation of the country, because that on its own, it's also it will block your success. But if you comply, it makes it easy, especially to know the compliance of whatever the journey that you want to take. And I think that is the most important thing, is that because the food safety and then other aspect, it also protects you as a client, and it's also protects you as a manufacturer. So I think that is the downfall for the entrepreneurs, that we're rushing for money, not looking at the risk that can able to take our business down, or we won't have a business at all. So I think that those are the things that I could say I'll line up with regards to the entrepreneur that is listening today.
Wise words from someone who has walked the journey. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. That was founder of Sihle's Brew, Sihle Magubane, a young entrepreneur showing his skills.